Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the next episode of Thrive Talk. And today we are talking about your shift into the new normal economy. That difficult way to explain it. But in any way, we're talking about that. But before we start with that, Gerrit, I just want to commend you on your focus and persistence to be here with all these episodes that we've been doing. So yeah, that's just a reminder of what we're talking about. If you want to go and listen to that, you're more than welcome to go back to the old episodes. But yes, today we're talking once again about this new normal economy. And if we look at what's been happening in the markets, the every year social media trends is soaring to new record highs, and specifically digital media and entertainment is where we're seeing massive growth. Alibaba in its first quarter of this year actually produced a 234% growth in digital media. Overall, in the first 2 quarters of this year, Amazon has shown a 43% growth, and overall Alibaba has showed a 60% growth in the market. So that shows you just in this year what's been happening and the shift that people are embracing, actually. The shift that people are embracing. So, Gerrit, we're all about telling people about what's happening out there, making them aware of the trends and where we need to move to.
Yes, that's correct. The interesting thing is that you keep on learning these things, we keep on monitoring the trends and so on, and then you kind of fall into a trap. You get comfortable with what you understand and how you apply yourself with that understanding, and every 3 to 5 years you realize that you're busy missing the boat.
Yeah.
Because things are very trendy these days. New trends are coming online very fast, and they're not very subtle. They have a global impact, and it's that whole thing, and we've spoke about it, I think, right in the beginning, of the technology that we as human beings have developed that now enable us to upset our own environment. The mega trends, and the patterns that's coming through is made possible. The technology is the enabler, but the changes is not so much on a technological level. The changes that are taking place is with us human beings, in the way we engage, in the way we interact with each other. So it is that whole thing of you need to learn in order to stay abreast. But once you've mastered what you've learned, you must then unlearn it because it's no longer relevant.
Yep.
And then you must relearn in order to understand how and what you need to apply just in time to unlearn that because we've moved on.
Yeah.
So it's that whole cycle. That's why it's a very relevant topic. How do you shift into this new normal economy? Because it is the normal economy. That's how things are being done, but it's new. And in 3 years' time, it will be new again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just all those mega trends, and it comes back to that thing of if you are still doing your online business, if you are still marketing yourself, your services, or the products that you're trying to offer,
way.
if you are doing it the same way that you used to do it 3 years ago, you're going to have a Kodak moment. It's going to be that whole thing of you're still trying to punt it, but your audience have migrated.
Yes.
You are flogging a dead horse.
Yep.
And I think that's the crux of what we need to communicate today. So people must realize that you cannot settle down and now try to perfect your methodology from 3 years ago, because the ecosystem have changed.
Yeah.
The herd has moved on.
Yeah.
They don't respond to the things that we are offering anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different pattern of behavior. And that's why I said technology has enabled us as human beings to keep on changing our own behavior. We as human beings are changing.
Yes.
In the way we communicate, in the way we interact.
Yeah.
And you need to
because the difference is people now go and look for what they want. They are not no longer. You don't entice them by putting a fancy title to your email.
Email is a
or spamming them or doing things like that. It doesn't happen anymore. People want to go and find what they need on their terms, basically.
Yes.
If you look at that, so the advertising spent, if we just talk about that, the advertising spent on social media and in the digital economy has basically doubled from 2014 to 2016, 100% growth, from a $16 billion to $31 billion, and that's what we need to take notice of.
Yes.
If you fall behind and you don't take notice of that, it's like you say, it's going to be that Kodak moment.
Yeah. So it's a matter of the traditional spend of your marketing budget, where people go into your mass media and so on. You don't really have the tools to measure your result. It's like the one marketing guru used to say, that's my marketing budget, I spend it the best way we understand how, in terms of traditional marketing, be it on TV, be it on magazines, where they think their target audience will be reached. But they know for a fact, and they can see it in the results, that half that money is wasted. Their challenge is they don't know which half. So they still just spend because they don't know where the problems lie. Where if you look at small entrepreneurs, small guys that want to promote and advertise their services or their product, don't spend it there anymore. They spend it in the social media space. And the platforms that they are using give them the tools to do diagnostics on each and every spend, every campaign, every image that you put out there on, say, Facebook. You can track the response, how many clicks, how many views, how many responses. The diagnostics, the tools are there to analyze the results, and you can tweak and adjust and optimize your efforts in real time, on the fly, ongoing.
Because that's what we've just been talking about, that people still printing pamphlets and sending it out, and dropping pamphlets all over the place. They don't know what the response is going to be. There's no way of tracking it. Advertising on television, there's not really a way of tracking it to the T of what your response is going to be. And that's what people need to realize, is that we've moved on.
Yes.
We've moved on from that scenario.
Just come back to the smaller guy. And I spoke to a guy just yesterday, and this morning I had a conversation with him again. Came up with a business that he wanted to promote, and by default his first instinct is to now go and create a website. From the website, you now need to get the website out there. So now you need to increase your searchability, your traffic and so on. So that's the traditional way of doing things. And there are free sites based on templates, wonderful sites available. And you can do marvelous things with high quality results. So you create the website, now you're trying to drive traffic towards your website, and now you're trying to sell your product to the audience.
Now
all of that entire concept is old school. That is the Kodak moment.
We're getting back to people don't want to be sold.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, is they need to trip over your content and see that it's relevant to what they are looking for, and then also see the benefit of empowerment. People want to be empowered these days. They want to feel that that whoever they are dealing with are empowering them to take charge of their current situation. And Alibaba is one example of creating that ecosystem where people feel safe within that ecosystem because they know that it's a community that's empowering each other. You know, it's businesses that are flourishing because of what services is being given or the platform that's been given. And that's what people need to realize is everything has changed so dramatically, and we need to adapt.
Yes, and it's the reason why it's still in flux is the traditional audience that you had on the internet, typically more your developed countries, people that sit on their PCs connecting to e-commerce and so on. But there was a mega trend the last couple of years, and that trend is still busy gaining momentum, of connecting other communities digitally. So you got new communities that didn't used to be part of the traditional economy, now also joining this village. So in other words, the people in this village, the profile of those individuals is changing dramatically. The whole demographics of who's in that village is changing. It's no longer primarily your first world Westerner.
Yeah.
The whole belt of Northern Africa, Central Africa, India, China, all of those people are being connected digitally. They come online with mobile phones, not PCs.
Yes.
So it's a different individual. They're coming from different communities. They've got different perspectives. They've got different values to add.
Yeah.
And also requirements.
Yes.
That's the one thing. The other thing is that you also see is that say people in the middle age group are typically on Facebook. That's where they socially connect and so on. And there you see communities or tribes being formed around interest groups.
And exactly, that's what we're talking about, because we all know that in China there's not really social media, Facebook and so on.
No.
But Alibaba has created that community where people can engage with each other. And what they've seen in the first quarter of this year is an increase on the reach on mobile with 14 million.
Yes.
To 507 million overall. That's a huge number. That's a huge number on mobile. I mean, that just shows you where everything is heading, and that's what we have to create or empower people within the system so that they can become part of the global economy. Like you mentioned, you know, all these people in these villages, they were isolated within that village for whatever reason, that they couldn't open a simple thing like a bank account in their own country. And they can be the best artist of all, you know, and without being able to become part of the economy or the global economy, you know, that art is going nowhere except in that close community. And that's what is happening now with these companies opening up and creating these ecosystems that give people the opportunity to market their business globally. Now you're taking that person that was isolated within that area and that probably couldn't even ask close to what the value of his art is. Now they can become part of this global economy and put their products out there and become part of a global growth in the economy.
Exactly, and the technologies that makes that possible is, number one, data connect.
Yes.
So the connectivity is rolled out into that physical geographical area. The second thing is mobile phones.
Yes.
So these people, mobile phones have become affordable and has almost become the norm. The huge amounts of communities is connected via mobile phone nowadays. And then the third thing is your payment method. Where we move away from the need to participate in the economy only through the economy that's created around the banking infrastructure as we know it, to cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
Because cryptocurrency connect this individual, this artist sitting in Uganda in a village, to his customer in China that wants to rave and rave about what he sees this guy can do, this guy can pay him.
Yes.
Bitcoins or even other cryptocurrencies that's coming online, it's there. And yeah, the entire ecosystem is changing.
Oh yes, absolutely. And that's exactly where Thrive International is positioning itself. We're talking about the ecosystem that Thrive International is creating, and that's to empower people. It's to empower people to become successful entrepreneurs. And without an ecosystem like that, there's no opportunity. And we've got 3 different forms or platforms within Thrive International. The first one is the affiliate program, where we empower individuals to earn an income and change their financial situation. The second one is the Thrive Marketplace. This Thrive Marketplace, where we're talking about classified, so people wanting to sell their goods, their second-hand goods, to other people. Then we've got the 2 business platforms. The one is where businesses can offer their services to this target audience, because the affiliate program is where we create the target audience.
Yes.
And then the other one is businesses with products. So businesses with services, businesses with products. And then, of course, the Thrive Pay. Thrive Pay, that is our internal payment system that makes it easier for people to transact, because it's a simple mobile payment system, because it opens up the ability to pay via mobile. And then, of course, that creates lower fees, and the automated referral system, payment system as well. So it's important for people to take notice. And the nice thing about it is there's no competition.
Exactly.
There's no competition, because we're not competing with any other company. We're offering people an ecosystem where they can become part of it, to offer their products and their services to this community.
Yes, and if you look at other examples that we looked at when we started to build this platform, the likes of Facebook, in terms of what is possible when you create a social community.
Yes.
And there's a
with a 2 billion audience.
Yeah, they've got a 2 billion audience, and 1.6 billion of those people are connected daily.
Yes.
I mean, the figures that we've mentioned earlier on a couple of episodes ago was true, but we've moved on.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing. And then also, if you look at Alibaba, in terms of the commerce that was created. So again, that is possible for a platform like Thrive to create a similar size community and similar size commerce taking place on that platform, especially with cryptocurrencies making just the payment so much easier.
Yes.
So very excited to see the future, where we're heading, and what this platform can offer in terms of
and that's what people need to see, whether you're selling a lipstick, whether you're selling art, whether you're trying to promote your online business. There's no competition here. Thrive creates this ecosystem where you can actually thrive.
Exactly.
So yes, this was an interesting episode. Once again, we showed you how you can move into the new normal economy, and we'll be talking a lot more about this. It's important for people to understand that there has been a shift. Are you going to be part of the shift, or are you going to have a Kodak moment?
Exactly, yeah. So it's time to unlearn, so you can relearn, so you can adjust and take up your place in the new normal economy.
We'll see you in the next episode, and remember that after this episode, another success story in Thrive International.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'd just like to tell you a bit about Thrive. I joined Thrive in January 2017. Didn't take much notice of it, thought, oh well, one of those things one needs to join, whoopie-doo. Joined because I was invited by my sister. To cut a long story short, I just left Thrive, didn't recruit anybody, didn't pay much attention to Thrive. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, I decided to attend a presentation with Willie, and I heard quite a lot of awesome things that Thrive is doing. I'm quite excited to let you know that there are some awesome things coming in the near future. And when I went into my Thrive account, I was ecstatic because there were some dollars waiting for me there. So I just am over the moon for something that I didn't pay much attention to, didn't even recruit anybody. I managed to earn $335. And yeah, Thrive works. I'm paying a lot more attention to it now, and I'm trying to get all my friends on board. I think it's really going to take off in 2017, and I'm really excited to be a part of Thrive. So to everybody out there watching this video, you can't go wrong. So get on board as soon as possible, and let's start thriving.